Hello students, let's see the next numerical based on root locus. So question is, sketch the root locus for k greater than 0. G of s, h of s is given as k s plus 2, s plus 1 plus j root 3, s plus 1 minus j root 3. Okay, so I think we have solved two numericals, so your ideas are getting clear. Okay, so just looking at the transfer function, I can calculate the number of steps. Here number of poles is equal to 2, number of 0 is equal to 1. Okay, here complex conjugate poles are there, so we know that we need to calculate phi d. Okay, so 0 is actually real 0, so no need to calculate phi. So see here, n is equal to 2, m is equal to 1. So total number of root locus I am writing here 2, because we know that whichever is greater, so this will give you total number of root locus. So n is greater than m, so here we are getting 2. Okay, next, number of root locus terminating at infinity. See, this is very important. Here two poles are there and one 0 is there. Okay, and this 0 is real 0, these two are complex conjugate poles. Okay, so we know that root locus will start from pole and it will terminate at 0. So out of these two poles, root locus will start and it will terminate at 0. So 1 is left, so second root locus will terminate at infinity. So as per formula, n minus m is equal to 1, so there will be one root locus that will be terminating at infinity. Okay, next, region on root locus. So I have located poles and 0 in S domain. You can see that here first minus 1 minus j root 3. Okay, so I have shown here, this is actually minus 1 minus j root 3 minus 1 plus j root 3. So this is plus j root 3 and this is minus 1 minus j root 3. Okay, so I have located two poles here and 0 is at s is equal to minus 2. So look at this, this is 0. Okay, so then I need to calculate region on root locus. Okay, so what I will do, see here, from 0 to minus 2. Okay, no real poles and zeros are there. So I will start with minus 2 to minus infinity. I will consider the point P here. Okay, so this will be my region from minus 2 to minus infinity. Look at this, I am not considering this complex pole because this is region on root locus, or I will say real axis loci. Okay, so we are calculating only real part. So look at this, from minus 2 to infinity I will consider the point P, and you can say that on the right hand side of this point P only one 0 is there, so that is odd number. So you from minus 2 to minus infinity, okay, from minus 2 to minus infinity, this will be region on root locus. Okay, next, sigma c, that is center of asymptote, centroid. So the formula is summation of real part of pole minus summation of real part of 0 upon n minus m. So real part of pole minus 1 I have written here, real part of 0 minus 2, n minus m is 1. Okay, so what I am getting here, I am getting actually minus 2 plus 2, it will be 0. So what I am getting, number of center of asymptote is equal to 0. Okay, next, step number 4, number of asymptotes. So look at this, n minus m is equal to 1, so there will be only one asymptote. Okay, so for drawing one asymptote, centroid is not required, because what is centroid? Centroid is giving you the point of intersection, or it is nothing but the center of asymptotes, or we are saying that from that point we are showing or we are drawing the asymptotes. Okay, but here just to show 180 degree, here centroid is not required. You can start this 180 degree line itself, negative x-axis itself is the 180 degree. Okay, I hope you are getting. Next, step number 5. Here I have written break in point, but you can ask me the question, why I need to calculate break in point? In previous numerical I told you that for the complex conjugate pole, okay, no need to calculate break away point or break in point, because two adjacent poles or two adjacent zeros are not there. You can see here, please look at this carefully. Here there is no pair of adjacent poles, that is real adjacent poles and real adjacent 0. Then why this step is required? Because we know that these two poles are complex conjugate pole. I told you that out of these two poles, one root locus, or I will say one root locus will start with one of the pole and it will terminate at 0. Okay, so see, suppose I am assuming that this is the pole from where the root locus is starting. So root locus will start with this pole and it will terminate at 0. So it needs to enter the real axis. What is breakaway or break-in point? That is nothing but the point of intersection of root locus with real axis. Okay, and we need to calculate that point only if I told you that adjacent poles or zeros are there. But in this numerical, see the situation, two complex conjugate poles and one zero is there. So this is very important. Okay, why I have written here break in point? Because root locus is entering the real axis, that is inward. So this is break in point. I hope you are getting. So this is the formula, k is equal to minus d of s by n of s. I have substituted, I got this. Then you know that we need to take dk by ds equal to 0. Here I have directly written the answer, but you need to calculate. Okay, so I got s is equal to 0 and s is equal to minus 4. So we know that from breakaway or break-in point we need to check the valid breakaway or break-in. So s is equal to 0. This is not a part of region on root locus. So this is not valid breakaway point. S is equal to minus 4. You can see from minus 2 to minus infinity. This will be part of region on root locus. So this is valid breakaway point. I have written sigma b is equal to minus 4. Okay. Next. Step number 6. As complex conjugate poles are there. So this is very important thing. I need to calculate phi d. Okay. See 180 plus ARGGH dash. ARGGH dash is nothing but angle. Okay. So I have not written this step here because we know the formula and we can calculate phi d for complex conjugate poles. So I got here ARGGH dash for this point. I got minus 30. I have substituted this in this formula. I got phi d for this point 150 degree. Okay. So definitely for second pole phi d, for second complex conjugate pole it will be minus 150 degree. Okay. Now last step, step 7, that is j omega crossover. Why I have written here no need? Because see, here asymptote I am getting only one asymptote and angle is 180 degree. So my asymptote will be itself, see, my asymptote will be negative x-axis. This is nothing but negative x-axis. Okay, so this will start with this 0 and this will be negative x-axis. Okay, so what I will say, as this asymptote is moving towards left, okay, it is not going towards right. Or what I will say, as this is not intersecting j omega axis, asymptote is not intersecting j omega axis, so root locus will not intersect j omega axis. Okay, so here I have written j omega crossover is equal to no need to calculate. If you have any conclusion, you can calculate, you can form the characteristic equation, you can form the Raoult array, and from that see you will get a negative value of k. Okay, and that is not valid. So after solving that step also you will write no need to calculate, because k cannot be negative constant term, it should be always positive. Okay, next, the important thing, now we have to show all the steps in this graph paper. For that you need to use graph paper, write down scale on both axes 1 centimeter equal to 1 unit. Okay, so see here I have shown the poles and 0. So my first pole, this pole is actually minus 1 plus j root 3. Okay, this point is actually root 3j and this point is minus 1 minus j root 3j. Okay, so this point, see, root 3 means 1.732. So this is minus root 3j. Okay, next, see here sigma c is 0, no need to show because asymptote is single asymptote, that is 180 degree. Okay, so I will show here directly beta as 180 degree. This line itself is beta. Okay, next I have calculated valid breakaway as 4, minus 4. So this is minus 3 minus 4. So I am showing break in actually, but representation it will be B only, either for breakaway or break in. This is minus 4. Okay, now see, I will show the region on root locus. Okay, so from minus 2 to minus infinity suppose. So this is actually region on root locus. I am showing like this. This is region on root locus. I am showing with the dotted line. Okay, now next, as I know that this asymptote is moving towards left, that is this negative x-axis itself is a asymptote. So no need to show here centroid sigma c as 0. See here, this point itself, sigma c is equal to 0. It shows that the asymptote is starting from the origin and it is going towards 180 degree. Okay. Now next, as asymptote is going in this direction, it is not intersecting j omega, so I am not shown here. Okay. So next I need to show phi d for these two poles. So look at this. For minus 1 plus j root 3, I got phi d as 150. Okay. I told you that what you need to do for this pole, put protractor here. Put protractor here and show 150 degree line. So this point will be your reference point. And from that, see, this will be 90 degree, then 135. So 180 minus 30 is actually 150. So I will show 150 like this. See, 150 degree for this point. Okay. And for this point minus 150 degree. So again what I will do, I will put protractor here. Okay. And minus 150 degree I will start in this direction. So minus 150 degree is actually this one. Okay. So see, this is my phi d with minus 150 degree you need to show. Okay. So I have shown here plus 150 minus 150, that is phi d. Now I will draw actual root locus. See, total number of root locus, see here, total number of root locus is equal to 2. And out of 2 root locus, one root locus is terminating at 0 and second root locus is terminating at infinity. Okay. So how I will draw, look at this. As I told you that break-in point is required. Now you will understand from drawing this root locus. Okay. So I will start with this pole. Look at this. First of all, this is a point I am starting root locus from this pole. So initially it will start or it will continue with the phi d line. I am showing the arrow like this. Okay. Now see, as it has to end at 0. Okay. So it need to go down. So how it will go down or how it will intersect real axis? It will intersect real axis at this break-in point. This is break-in point. Okay. I am showing arrow like this. Okay. So root locus is entering the real axis, that is negative real axis. Okay. Then it may go, look at this, it may go towards 0 or it may go towards infinity. Okay. See, root locus is starting from pole. It may go towards 0 or it may go towards infinity. Okay. So this is my first root locus number 1 I am saying. Now I will show second root locus. Okay. For that I need to start with the second pole. So this is my second pole. Look at this. So it will start, or first of all it will start with this phi d. Okay. Then there will be curved line and it will enter the negative real axis at break-in point. Okay. So I am showing the arrow like this. Okay. So this arrow will give you the direction. Okay. So second root locus is starting with this pole. It may terminate at 0 or it may go towards infinity. Okay. So this is my second root locus. Okay. So see, we are getting the circular form. Okay. So here very important, here I have shown break-in point, though adjacent poles are not there, but we have calculated break-in point only for this purpose because root locus is entering the negative real axis. Thank you, students.